guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for the One Piece Hour Special episodes 108, episodes 807 and 808 anime review. Now, now let's talk about the opening. I really want to talk about this opening, honestly, and honestly, this is definitely one of the more visually amazing openings I've seen in a while. Like the song was okay and had a nice beat to it in order to keep up in order to keep I guess, the somewhat somber tone of it all. But to me, the visuals just leapt off the screen to me, like, which was especially interesting. And what was really especially interesting in this opening was the use of shadows and how they were being used to create very ominous feel around everything that was being shown, like around the characters, around the backgrounds, just around everything that was being shown. Like it was just created this very ominous feel. And one of my favorites in this opening is especially that transition with Sanji, where they have a very depressing shadow on his face, and then they transition to it being illuminated by the straw hat flag almost. And honestly, the animation in general in this episode was on point. Like again, I've said it many freaking times before in the past, but like I wish Toei would try and balance out, would try and find a night, would try and wait a little bit longer even before airing their episodes, like a bi-weekly schedule or something like that. Because honestly, like these two particular episodes, I think, were prime examples of what Toei is when they have the right amount of time, because the animation in this episode, these two episodes in general, were some of the best looking episodes I've seen in a goddamn while. Like I've like just seeing the art and animation in these two episodes alone beats pretty much any other episodes that we've seen before up until now. So it's like, yeah, why is it that we can't have good art and animation in these other episodes when this episode was just amazing. Yeah, like seriously, like just the pacing, the art and animation, everything about it was amazing. And and now the downside to this 1 hour special is that in the first episode there is a lot of padding with flashbacks. It doesn't become too much of a problem in the beginning, but it's near the end of the first episode where the issue starts. Like there is a lot of you can definitely tell there's a lot of padding going on in the latter portions of the episode 807. But it's one of those things where isn't too bad in the beginning of the episode, but it isn't until the latter portions of that episode that things start to get a little iffy, so to speak, I guess you could say. But moving on. Also, another problem I had is I don't know how reliable the subtitles were on the site I used to watch the episodes, but in episode 808 and 808, when Nami slaps Sanji, he doesn't refer to him sarcastically as Lord Sanji. Like I remember specifically in the manga reading that when Nami slapped Sanji, she pretty much decided to refer to him as Lord. She decided to sarcastically refer to him as Lord Sanji, just to show contempt almost to him. So I don't know on which side of the translation error exists there, if it's the anime, the manga, or just the who did the subtitles. But yeah, it's kind of I think it would have been more impactful if the subtitles had written out like Lord Sanji almost. I don't know. There's something a little off there, but I don't know. Now let's talk about the fight itself, because honestly, like the fight itself, like there was like I've tried, like this is the most, like this was the most investment I've had in a fight in a fucking while of One Piece. Like the thing about this particular episode was it brought the thing about, I was watching this entire episode, and to be honest with you, it brought back those old feelings of like of the Luffy and Usopp fight back in Water 7 and 80s Levy. Like just the amount of emotion and the amount of suspense in this single fight of Sanji and Luffy. Like it brought back those old emotions I felt from watching the Luffy and Usopp fight almost, which again I guess is kind of unavoidable because they're, I guess it is kind of one of those unavoidable things. But yeah, like But yeah, just this fight, it just had so much emotion in it that I was literally on the edge of my seat. And the thing is, I haven't felt that way in a long while watching the pre time skip stuff. Like the pre time skip stuff, like or post time skip, sorry, like the post time skip stuff has been good, but I've never really felt any sort of real like emotion. I've never really felt a whole lot of emotion, but both from the anime and the manga. But this particular fight just brought back all all the it brought back all the feels of watching all those like really emotional fights in One Piece, and that is one of One Piece strengths is the emotional stuff and the emotional side of it. So yeah, yeah, this fight was amazing. Um, and the thing about this fight is like it's the thing about this fight is like the whole thing of Sanji refusing to return to the crew. This this of the thing of Sanji not refusing to return to the crew and putting up the front of he no longer wanted to associate with the crew is nothing new. We've seen this done before, and like I said, we've seen this done before in Water 7 and East Lobby, but I'd argue in Sanji's way of handling it, I'd argue that it was done a little bit better than how Robin did things because because here we have an extra added element of Sanji being a member of a royal family. Like this is something that's been built up for definitely a while, and with the whole reveal of Sanji's lineage and his parents and just his family in general, like Sanji's basically using the whole thing of him being a member of the royal family as a means to reinforce his facade to make it more believable. Hell, he even went so far as beating the shit out of Luffy and he beating the shit out of Luffy to basically insinuate the whole thing of he basically beat the shit out of Luffy to insinuate the whole thing of not wanting to be associated with a filthy pirate, as it were. So, yeah, like I feel I do, yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things where yeah, we've seen this whole thing done before, but here I'd almost argue it was done better, better because of the way Sanji handled things and using his lineage to almost his advantage in order to make his facade more believable, I guess. Now, granted, Luffy as a character, he's the ultimate Deus Ex Machina plot device that, like, no matter what, Luffy as a character, no matter what, is going to see through all these lies and all these deceits. But overall, it was just in the approach of it. I felt what was probably the strongest part of of how this particular whole back and forth between Luffy and Sanji went. Like just Sanji's approach to it was I think handled a lot better for me honestly, and a lot better for me in this episode. But yeah, also there was a little in part of these two episodes. Even though it's funny, even though a lot of the flashbacks in the first episode were very focused on Sanji, I do. It's interesting. Like I feel that how these two episodes were handled was that episode 807 handled it from the perspective of Luffy and Sanji, or it was Luffy and Nami. Sorry. And the second episode, episode 808, focused it completely on Sanji's perspective of things. So yeah, I don't know if that was I don't think they particularly handled it that way in the manga, but it is an interesting way to handle it in the anime, I think, and give both a specific amount of time to kind of get to know each side of things, I guess, because like you can definitely see on Sanji's side of things, just what he's doing is you can see just what he's doing, what he's dealing with, and what he's and what he's dealing with is tearing him apart. And so look, you could just easily tell from the fight that him fighting as much as he did good to hide it all, you could just tell from the way he's fighting. He was fighting Luffy that he was just trying his hardest just to keep up the facade as much as he could, no matter how much it was breaking him inside. So yeah, like it was definitely so yeah. Just in the retrospect of these two episodes, it was really good to see that we did get a perspective from both sides of it. I guess you could say in these two episodes. Um, but yeah, and another thing is that it was actually kind of funny in this episode to see It was actually kind of funny in the episode 808, I believe, that we got to see Sanji's brothers have the exact same hard eyes he usually gets every time he sees a pretty woman. Like when they laid eyes on Nami, they all pretty much had the hard eyes. Even Niji and Ichiji, the hard eyes were just sticking out through their glasses. Like, bro, that shit's hilarious. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much that's my review for episodes 807 and 808 of One Piece. I'll reinforce it, but these two episodes, while they did have some minor issues, they were probably the best episodes out of One Piece in a while. So I would really recommend you go check them out. I guess with 807, you could argue that you could probably just only watch half of it and then move over to episode 808. But yeah, but still, these were still the best looking episodes I've seen in a while. Yeah, guys. That's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoyed my review of these two episodes, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. The best episodes ever, guys. Later.